My lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you have been with us for a year now, today we are going to celebrate that we have reached a 1-year milestone in YouTube. Yay! It has been a long journey. I don't want to lie, it consumed a lot of time, but I enjoyed every moment. So today we are just going to reintroduce ourselves and then mention few things that I think are worth talking about, since I also have completed 2 years in United Kingdom. Yay! So many celebrations today. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing and like the video, share it with your loved ones, and we will be growing. We are this close to reaching 1,000 subscribers, and let me tell you, if I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'll be left with just few watch hours, and I will share a video where I'll be telling you how much YouTube would be paying me, because I'm doing YouTube to share my journey in UK. I also want to influence my peers from back home to make a life-changing decisions, and also I want to earn money through YouTube. So if you subscribe to my channel, which is free of charge, and then watch my videos to the end, at some point YouTube will start paying me. So I want to reach that milestone, and I also would like to make a video where I'll be showing you how much YouTube is paying me. Now, if you think this content is what you want to keep on consuming, please stay, and we will be sharing some brutal truth about United Kingdom life. So in one of my social media platforms, Facebook, I mentioned that when we completed fully 1 year on YouTube, I will come back and reintroduce myself so that my new subscribers get to know me. My name is Mpoi Madede. I am from Lesotho, which is a very small country in the southern part of the African continent. We are totally enveloped by a Republic of South Africa, which means all our exits from Lesotho are through South Africa. And live and work in the United Kingdom, and I am a nurse. So in this channel, we talk about migrating from any other parts of the world to any other parts of the world. And I share more so on migration, nursing, and lifestyle changes. I also do vlogs here and there, of which I'm still learning, and I think I have seen a growth because my recent vlog has been watched more than I had anticipated. So that's briefly me. I have been in UK for a long time now. I got to experience lots and lots in Wales and in other parts of the country, which is England. I think I've been in Wales and England only. I am yet to visit Scotland and Northern Ireland. So in these two countries, I managed to have experience of which I think is worth sharing. There are less Basotho people on YouTube who are in UK. And I think people who are migrating into UK, they lack more information on life in UK. So I'm willing to share my experiences and those of people that are closer to my circle, so that you can also get to know what to expect when you come into United Kingdom, irregardless of where you are coming from. But I think these are worth mentioning. So I'll just go through them one by one so that we don't make this video too long, right? I'm in Wales. Wales is bilingual. They speak English and Welsh, which is their native language. Welsh is very difficult. If you have experienced Afrikaans, it sounds more like Afrikaans. And I'm still yet to learn. I'm learning Welsh, but it's very difficult. And the accent, the accent is, I'm still struggling even now. But because I've been here for a longer period, I learned how some words are pronounced. And if one of my colleagues one day mentioned that I now have a Welsh accent with other words. And I was like, really? That means I'm learning. The next thing that is always surprising to me, and I still am struggling with it, is the word sorry. You cannot be saying sorry for things that you did not do. Let's say someone stumbles and nearly fell. Normally in my country we will be like, oh sorry, or re tlo tla re reng, phephi. You know, it's courtesy. It's not like you did something for you to say sorry for, you know. But in this country, if you say sorry, it's perceived as if you have done something that you need to be sorry for, you know. So ha o tlo tlha mona fela o sontse hore sorry fela o sa etsa letho, which is surprising. Like I'm still like, how? I'm still saying it. Like, if motho ntse a nwa tee monanang o tshwere khapo ha re o tjha melomo enanang e be gore ow itho ke tlo re sorry phephi. All right. But here, if you say sorry, it means you've done something wrong, and just get to learn not to say sorry for some things that you did not do. It's surprising, and I know people are not saying anything about it, but if you are yet to join United Kingdom, get to learn that saying sorry is acknowledging that you are wrong or you've done something bad or wrong. So just don't say sorry unnecessarily. The second thing is the NHS. Well, as health professionals, the type of the visa that we get does not include us paying for health surcharge. And we get to have we have been waived off paying health surcharge, but we are entitled to getting health services for free. The NHS is like government health sector. So if I get sick, I can just go to the hospital and get assessed, get medications. If my condition warrants surgery, I'll get surgery. But the waiting list, the waiting list is so long it hurts. One day I got ill and I went to be assessed by the local GP, and I was told I'm supposed to go to the hospital. I went to the hospital. When I reached there was no line really, but there were people inside the waiting area, not the outside waiting area. So I waited more than 3 hours. Nobody came to attend to me. No one came to just allay my anxiety. No one came to just ask me why I'm there. I waited for more than 3 hours in that waiting area without being attended to. And I was alone in that corridor. It was my first time in that hospital. I was terrified. If you don't know, health professionals are worst patients. Like, because we know a lot of health conditions, and if they say you have high levels of glucose in your blood, you are like, I'm going to go into hyperglycemia. The anxiety levels are just popping up. The health professionals are worst patients. And my anxiety level was up here, and it was growing up and going higher. By the time they came to assess me, my pulse rate, I could feel my heartbeat in my ear because I was afraid. I didn't know why the results came back that way. I could not comprehend anything. So I was very, very scared, and I was alone. I'm in a foreign country. I was going to work the following day. Oh my God. So just get to know that the waiting area, the waiting time in the NHS is very long. So my advice would be like, if you come in this country and you want to get the best health services ever, be sure to save. Be sure to have at least a pot in one of your savings accounts where you are dropping even £5 a month, where you'll be saving for private consultations, because at some point you will be miserable waiting for your turn in NHS. That was my first experience with NHS. I also had, following that, I had another hospital appointment that I had to attend to. I requested a doctor to be changed. The doctor that was on my case was just being playful. I requested another doctor. That took over 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks? I think 3 weeks. And then the doctor that I was appointed to also was playful. I requested another doctor. The third one was not keen to see me in person. He wanted to do the consultation online via the phone. I was like, no, you need to assess me, because whatever is happening with me, I don't understand why it's happening. I've never been injured. I'm leading a healthy lifestyle to my knowledge. So I just need to be assessed physically. It took over 2 to 3 weeks to a month, which led to 2 months before I could be physically assessed. When I was assessed, there was definitely a problem, and I had to go back to hospital, get some x-rays, and then when the x-rays came, there was a definite diagnosis. And they still did not deliver the diagnosis properly. I was told via the SMS what was the diagnosis. And I'm like, this is not complete. According to my age, the diagnosis that I got does not correlate. What is really happening? I had to call and I call, and I call and I call. After about after a week, yes, a week and some days, I called the surgery where I'm registered. I requested a physical printed diagnosis with details. That's when I got to fully know what is wrong with me. It took me more than 6 months to get a complete diagnosis. So my advice is, if you come in UK, just know that the NHS waiting time is very long. If the condition that you'll be diagnosed with is very deadly, then you really need some backup. So at least when you have money saved, you can have private consultations. Oh, I went one and one with NHS. So the next thing that I think you need to worry more about is accommodation. Accommodation in UK is very expensive. Very, very expensive. More than anything else. It could take 1/4 of your salary. So if you are coming to the United Kingdom, just know that accommodation everywhere in UK is expensive more than anything else that you're going to spend on. So try as much as you can when you first come in the UK. I think foreigners, when they come to the UK, the employers are always providing accommodation. So save. Make it a point to start saving the very first month you earn your first salary. Save. So if in that area that you are going to live at, Find out from your colleagues how much is the rent, and when you get paid, save that amount of money in beginning your first salary. That will make your life very easy, because life in UK is all about money. There is nowhere you'll be plowing or planting your vegetables or whatever. Everything you're going to buy. So it's best you start saving as early as you come in. That's the third one is driving. I this one I'm still laughing about it. I have been driving since 2018, and first come in United Kingdom. If you're from Lesotho, your Lesotho driver's license would be valid for a year. So this means you'll be allowed to drive using your Lesotho license for a year. After 12 months, it's terminated and you'll start afresh. This means you will apply online and get a provisional license. After you get a provisional license, you are going for a theory test. You're going to pay for a theory test, which is very daunting. Like, I don't understand why a driver has to go through testing again, because you have been allowed to drive in the roads for a year and then thereafter you are tested. Why? That does not balance, you know. But you are still going to be tested. You're going to write a theory test. After you pass the theory test, you are also going to be tested on a practical driving lessons. After you pass that one, that's when you will get your license, your full United Kingdom driver's license. And they come in two parts, two different parts. You can either opt to have an automatic driver's license, or you can have a full United Kingdom driver's license. So with automatic driver's license, you are only allowed to drive automatic cars. If you want a full UK driver's license, then you can drive either the automatic car or the manual car. And in this country, the manual cars are famous. Like, we drive in manuals here. Yeah. So, yeah. Know that. The next thing that I think you need to put into consideration is the cultural shock. Food. Culturally, in my country, well, what I eat, my pets can eat. I can feed my cat anything that I eat. I can also feed my dog anything that I eat. I can feed my pig anything that I eat. But in this country, you cannot give pets what you are eating. Pets have their own food, specifically their own specific food. So there are cat food, there are dog food, there are birds food. Like any pet animal that you keep in your house, they need to have their own food. So there's this scenario that I want to share. At my workplace, we keep pets. So one day I was eating. It was a lunch. We were eating. It was me and my colleagues. So I had cooked papa, cabbage, le namahu. So I finished eating. One of my colleagues was like, no, 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 no. The dog is not supposed to eat bones. So I was like, why? Why? So I was surprised. I also came to learn that dogs don't eat pork meat. I was like, what's happening? So my advice is, before you do anything with the pets in this country, ask. Because culturally, what we do back home is way different what is being done here. So don't assume. Don't assume anything. If you don't know, ask. If you want to do anything concerning the pets, ask, so that you don't step on anybody's toes or you don't get to be prosecuted. Because in this country, animals are considered as vulnerable beings. And by the term vulnerable, if you know, you understand that you need to protect them by all means. Meaning, you need to be careful what you feed them. You need to make sure that they attend their pet or vet appointments, immunizations, and everything. Emotionally, they are cared for, they are well groomed, they are taken for walks, and all that. So when you come here, change your perspective towards pets and animals. Surprisingly, they are not even in fear of people. You can come as close as this close to animals in this country and they won't even flinch. So just change your perspective. The cultural differences are shocking. The next thing that I want to talk about is the blandness of the food. In my country, Lesotho, we like spicy food. Like, I think even Nigerians are eating spicy food. And by spicy, I mean chili. Like, ibabe. So the chili here, it tastes like sweet chili. And the natives will be like, this is very hot. And I'm like, no. This does not taste like chili. So when you come to UK, I would suggest that you carry your chili powders, your salt, your spices. They are allowed through immigrations, but you need to make sure that they are labeled, they have expiry date. They also are not exceeding their weight. So before you pack anything concerning spices, just check on the gov.uk weights that are recommended by the immigrations office. And also, after you checked the gov.uk website, go on to the airline that you will be using and check their weight allowances. When you do also bring your native spices, check if they are allowed through immigrations, because some of the spices and plants or grains from Africa are not allowed into the United Kingdom. I think I've seen that palm oil is not allowed. I think certain people that import it need to have a license. So if you are bringing palm oil, they are just going to confiscate it. Just make sure that you go through the airline that you'll be using and also the gov.uk website to double check the allowed spices, grains, and oils in this country. The thing that I want to mention is mental health. This is quite emotional to me, because when you come to UK, you leave your family behind. You leave your mother, you leave your father, your siblings, your children. Some of us left our spouses at home, and you are by yourself in this country, and you are working 12 hours. You go in the morning, you come back, the house is empty, and you've got no one else to talk to, and you are just experiencing new things. There is differences in culture. You're struggling with the accent. You are also struggling with the way the health system is behaving. Like, because I have been a nurse for more than 10 years when I came here, but I felt like I'm new in the profession, because this is the first world and I'm coming from the third world. So the transition is completely different. Like, mentally you'll be destroyed. So nurses, or let me just not say nurses, when you come to this country, join the support groups. It could be church, it could be friends, it could be workshops at the surgery where you are registered at. You can also join the associations, like nurses have RCN. They have a slot, like a program where they offer emotional support. There are few people that have been reported to have committed suicide through BBC. I think I've seen 2, if not 3 stories about people who killed themselves just because they couldn't cope with the life in UK and they did not share with people around them. So if you feel overwhelmed, it could be anything, you know. Talk to people that you know, even if you don't know people physically, but you know that, well, boy Udula Wales, reach out, because let me tell you, emotionally, you at some point you will break down. So just reach out and get support from friends and from people that you don't know but they are in this country who are willing to help. Reach out. And lastly, I want to say, because we are in a foreign country, there are some other things that we don't get to talk about or even think about. I went home in August 2023, and immediately when I landed in this country, coming back from home, my grandmom died, and I couldn't request another leave to go back home, and financially I was not strong enough to pay for flights back home. So my grandmother was buried without me attending her funeral, and one of my colleagues also lost her mother when she was here. She was torn, and if you are in a foreign country, you are too far from your family, and such things happen without even being planned. You know, you can't plan death. So what I would advise people to do is to just have a saving where you will be able to pay for flights, at least when there is a death in your family. And also yourself, where you are, pay for life insurance so that if ever anything like that can reach your household, one of your household members dies and you get to, because we are not citizens, our bodies are supposed to be transported to our original countries. So at least if you have paid for life insurance, your body or your family member's body would get to be dignifiedly sent home. So I think there was one scenario for one girl who died in Canada. We had to contribute, to make sure that her body is transported to Mosotho. So such things are heartbreaking, but they do happen. So yeah, the only thing that we can overcome the struggle surrounding death is to save for flights going home, or also pay for life insurance so that if anyone in your household dies, you are able to carry their body home and bury them with dignity. All right, okay, enough about sad stories. My name is Mboy. This is what I wanted to share today. So consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.